Hi, hello, welcome to the show. Time to preview our midweek race meeting in the Mother City. It's on Tuesday afternoon this week at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where we have a 9-race program for the day, and the first gets underway at 12:20. You know the drill, 5 minutes before the advertised starting time of the first. You need to be on with your Hollywoodbet Punter Challenge selections. Take the bet slip. On the weekend, there were a few guys that came very close to winning it, but nobody took the bet slip. That is the one thing that stands between you and the big cash incentive prize, because when you take the bet slip and you're the one person that correctly picks all the winners on the card, you will be an instant millionaire. Weather-wise here in Cape Town, it's been sunny, it's been warm, but the wind has picked up again. And let's hope that the wind subsides so that we can look forward to a wonderful afternoon's racing on Tuesday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Now, the first of those 9 races on the card is a maiden juvenile plate for fillies to be run over 1,200 metres. 9 runners will face the starter, and I do think that this is where we find one of the better bets on the card. In fact, I think there are 3 of them that stand out on the day. There are other races where we can go a little bit light, and there are other races where we really have to play with a bit of cover if we are going to be getting involved in the exotics on the day. In the first race, I do think 2 What a Star stands out. This one from the stable of Candice Bass-Robinson, Alda de Meyer on board. They were amongst the winners on Saturday afternoon. I do think they can continue about their winning ways and pick up where they left off on Saturday by starting us off with a winner. This horse showed good toe last time out, just got one out of it in the closing stages. Now steps up in trip, is well drawn, and I do think will take a power of beating. As far as the minor placings go, I'm going to fill those with horses I feel have got natural improvement to crumb, and they include the likes of 1 Jordash, 9 Take It As Read, and 5 Paralegal. So the selections in the first, I'm going with 2 to win it from 1, 9 and 5. Race 2 on the card I thought was one of the most difficult races on the card, because here you can probably make a case for each and every one of them. It's a Class 3 fillies and mares over 1,200 metres. A field of 7 runners will face the start, and I thought, let me nail my colours to the mast straight away. I'm going with number 3, Arista, as my first choice selection. Richard Fourie rides for the Brett and James Crawford outfit. Well done again to Brett. I'm sure you read in the Sporting Post. He's been awarded a license to train in Hong Kong, and we wish him all the very best come the start of the new season. Now, Arista ran in the Grade 2 Scepter Stakes last time out. That's feature race form that this horse brings into the equation. Just weakened late last time out, now having her 3rd run after rest, and I do think should be cherry ripe to take the lion's share of the prize money. Biggest danger, I think, is number 3, Miss World. Has got solid form, is ideally course and distance suited. For 3rd, I'm going with 2 Trip to Maputo. Now, this horse was slow away last time out, got held up at a crucial stage of the race between the 400 and the 100 metre mark, but for that, I think would have finished closer, and I do think we can expect another honest performance from 2 Trip to Maputo. And then in 4th, I'm going with 7 Miss Marguerite. Now, you may say this horse has gone off the boil of late, but if you look at where this horse ran in the 3 fillies feature sprints over the summer season, then you'll understand why this horse has got the form it's got. I do think this horse has got every opportunity of coming back to running another cracker, because if one looks at the form, those were the Southern Cross, the Scepter and the Olympic Dual Stakes that this horse ran in its last 3 starts. But there's the run prior to that where this horse beat a horse called Asia Pambile by a head, and Asia Pambile franked that form in no uncertain terms by winning 2 of those sprint features during the summer. I do think Miss Marguerite warrants respect in this lineup. 3, 4, 2, 7. Those are the numbers I'm going for in race number 3. Race 3 will be the first leg of the place accumulator. It's a maiden plate for 3-year-old fillies to be run over 1,200 metres, and a field of 14 runners will face the starter. One of the more difficult races on the card, and I do think you're going to have to open up the PA by playing with a bit of cover. You're probably going to have to add at least 2 or 3 to safely see you through. I'm going with 13, Wirikwaha, as my first choice selection. This horse incidentally finished 2.75 lengths off the winner in both starts to date. I do think further improvement can be expected, 3rd time at the races, and I think that Brett and James Crawford could have a quick double with Richard Fourie and 13 Wirikwaha. For 2nd, I'm going with number 7, Rahaba. This horse drops in trip, I think still on the up, and a horse that cannot be ignored in this kind of lineup. 5, Another Dream, is my third choice. This horse should strip fit a second run after rest. And for third, I'm going with 9, Playful Jewels. This horse ran a much improved race last time out. A repeat of that could see her in the money. So I'm going 13, 7, 5, 9 in race number 3. Fourth race is the first leg of this afternoon's Pick 6. And here I've narrowed this 12-horse field down to 4 runners. It's a maiden plate for 3 rolls to be run over 1,000 metres. And it wouldn't surprise me if any one of the 4 that I've narrowed it down to come and win. I'll start with number 4, Heritage Ridge. Now this horse has got Craig Zaki on board for Paul Reeves. Faded out of contention last time out, but prior to that has got solid form and definitely warrants an inclusion. 5, Flying Finley, Richard Free also for Paul Reeves. Now you can see Paul has got quite a strong hand in this race. This horse had 3 very good runs to date, made late progress last time out, and the manner that this horse finished off certainly tells you that there is more to come. And in fact, I'm going to be siding with 5, Flying Finley, as my first choice to win it, ahead of 4, Heritage Ridge. For third, I'm going with 6, Poetic Princess, who stayed on last time out. This horse has got consistent form, cannot be ignored. And for fourth, I'm going with 7, Angels or Aces. Disappointing last start when it faded out over the final 200, but it does drop in trip to 1,000 metres and can run into the money. So 5, 4, 6, 7, the numbers I'm going with in race 4. And in fact, I'm going 4, 5, 6, 7 in the opening leg of the Pick 6 to safely see me through. Moving on to race 5 on the card, and this is an open maiden, where 9 runners will contest the 1,600-metre event, and this is where I think we find the second of the good things on the card. Many people will be going for number 8, Land of the Rising Sun. This horse has got solid form. Gavin Larena teams up with Justin Snaith. If one looks at the form and one looks at how this horse has performed over the distance, you'll see this horse had 2 starts over the trip, finished a second and a third, and I do think this horse is overdue another win and could be rewarded for consistency. So I'm going 8, Land of the Rising Sun to win it. Biggest danger, I think, is number 9, Crescent, who was narrowly beaten last time out, was very unlucky, and I do think will enjoy the step up in trip to 1,600. For third, I'm going with number 5, Ario Vistus. First run as a gelding for a new stable. This one now with Pete Buerta has got Gareth Wright on board. If you look at that last form line where this horse finished 4th, the horse that finished 2nd that day was a horse called Scottish Lynx, who subsequently come out and franked that form line. So Ario Vistus definitely needs to go in. And for third, I'm going with number 3, Hemstead. This one drops back in trip to 1,600, likes to race up handy, and could be staying on at the business end of affairs. So I'm going 8, 9, 5 and 3, the numbers in race number 5. Moving on to race 6 on the card, it's a class 4 to be run over 1,600 metres, and here we have 8 runners who will face the starter, and I make this a complete boat race between number 6, King's Quest, and number 7, Please Be True. I'll start with 6, King's Quest. This one from the stable of Candace Bess Robinson with Alda de Meyer on board. Now, if one looks at the form, has got solid form to its credit. This horse ran a good third last time out. That was the first run out of the maidens, and that was a very, very good effort. And that was also in Class 4 company, so definitely warrants the greatest respect in this lineup. And then there's 7, Please Be True. This horse also has got very, very consistent form. If one looks at that last run, this horse was slow away, had no clear run in the straight. That run I think we can put a line through, but prior to that has got what it takes to actually end up in the winner's enclosure. So anyone of 6 or 7 to win it. However, I do have the greatest respect for number 4, Tsunami Warning. I thought this horse has got an each-way chance. Craig Zaki for Dean Kanemayer. They had 2 winners on Saturday afternoon. This horse won its last start, albeit that it was a hard-fought victory over 1,400 metres. The horse that finished 4th that day was a horse called King Viserys, who subsequently come out and won. This horse goes up in class and also, I do think, is up to the task at hand to run into the money or even run a cracker and give the top 2 a run for their money. And then for third, I'm going with number 8, Scalini, who is a kilo and a half better off at the weights with number 6, King's Quest. So 6 or 7, 7 from 6, then 4 and 8 in race number 6. That takes us on to race 7, which is a C Stakes over 2,200 metres, and a field of 9 runners will face the starter at the 2,200 metre mark. Not very often that we see races run over this distance. And here I'm going to either go with the younger brigade or the older brigade. That is the question I had to sort of answer for myself, and I decided to go with the younger brigade and side with number 6, Repetition. Richard Free for Justin Snaith. This horse, third time out, ran an absolute cracker when winning. I do think that this horse is still on the up and that there's more to come. Yes, showed nothing first time out, showed nothing second time out, and then probably many would say surprised as a winner last time out. But when they win, they get the confidence, and I do think that as a 3-year-old, Repetition has got a little bit more to come than a horse like 8 Fly Futura, who's had quite a few runs under the belt. Yes, has got decent recent form. That last run, this horse stumbled out of the starting stalls, but the way this horse finished off definitely needs to be included. Will enjoy going over 2,200 and cannot be ignored. And I do think Fly Futura is the biggest danger to number 6, Repetition. For third, I'm going with number 5, Prime Venture. This horse ran a good second at Fairview last time out, has also got solid form lines, also will enjoy the step up in trip. And then for fourth, I'm going with 4, Bomber in the Sky. This one also won its maiden well last time out, over 1,800 metres. That form line has been franked, but the horse that finished fourth that day, a horse called Ahead of the Facts, has subsequently come out and won. Yes, he does take on stronger, but I do think can run into the money in a small field of just 9. So I'm going 6, 8, 5 and 4 in race number 7. That takes us on to the penultimate, race 8 on the card, a class 4 for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres. And yeah, I think we get the third of the horses that many people will probably be using in doubles, trebles for the afternoon, and that is number 5, So Hot, So What. This horse followed up that impressive maiden win with another victory last time out. And if one looks at that last form line, the horse that finished way downfield in 9th position was a horse called First Masterpiece. That also subsequently come out and franked that form line. So Hot, So What's form line of its last start has certainly been given a bit of a boost. I do think this horse is still on the up, and I think on Tuesday afternoon has got everything pointing in its favour to pull off the hat-trick. So this is the third of the horses that to me stands out on the day. 5, So Hot, So What to win it, ahead of 3, Yo Lekkerding, who's 2.5 kilos better off at the weights with So Hot, So What. For third, I'm going for 6, La Divina, who should have a chance if one takes the prior form into account, especially that penultimate one. And then for fourth, I'm going with number 8, Magic Girl. Surprise winner last time out over the course and distance, Shane Humby is the trainer. That form line has been franked by the horse that finished 7th that day. A horse called Miss Salt has come out and franked the form line, so that has also given that form line a bit of a boost. 5, 3, 6 and 8 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 8. And that takes us on to the last of the afternoon, race 9 on the card, and all being equal, the last race jumps at 17.05, and I do think that Pit Buerta does have a big say in the outcome of the last race. Now, Pit has got 7 Gravity and also 9 Try Me running in the last. I'm siding with 7 Gravity as my first choice selection. Cornet Offers on board. This horse really tried hard last time out when finishing third, and that was a very, very good effort, beaten by less than a half a length by the winner. This horse will definitely be competitive again. I see the blinkers remain off for this run, so 7 Gravity is the one to beat. For second, I'm going with 2 Easy Money. Now, this horse picked up a £4 penalty for that last win. That one also from the stable of Pit Buerta, and this win came last Wednesday, and if this race doesn't come too soon, then I think Easy Money can be competitive again. For third, I'm going with 1 Winter on the Green, who's still improving and having his third one after rest. And for fourth, I'm going with number 9, Try Me. So you can see 3 of the 4 in my selection are from the Pit Buerta yard. I'm going 7, 2, 1 and 9 in the last race on the card. And that wraps up our preview of racing on Tuesday afternoon at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. We've got no racing on Wednesday, there's no racing on Monday, but the one thing you must look out for is the nominations that come in for the Cape Derby, which runs on the 22nd of this month. The question I think that everyone is asking is, will the top 2 3-year-olds be amongst the nominations? That will be answered once we see the noms that close at 11 o'clock on Monday morning. You have a wonderful day's racing on Tuesday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Till we chat again, from me, Rouvaun, you take care. Cheers for now.